On News Nation, you had a farmer who was a Trump supporter, but who had to lay out the severe damage that Trump is doing to farmers. And that's what I'm going to play for you here. Let's start with this.
We're at a crossroads that if we don't get some things moving soon and get some serious trade taking place, we're going to need a financial bridge, or the reality will be the increases in bankruptcies, the loss of many thousands of family farms. It will even be worse with people committing suicide, choosing to end it all. And it's terrible, the things that will result. We are on the verge of a farm crisis due to the rising cost of our production and the declining cost for our products, including our soybeans. And we got to find a new balance. We need some common sense legislation. We need the tariffs on all of our ag inputs to be taken off. Right now, 12% of the cost of the $33 billion of agriculture inputs that come into this country is tariff based. So that will give us some relief instantly. That's something small that could be done to help. But we need to have a competitive opportunity for both selling and for buying the inputs that we use to raise the crops. It's on both sides of it.
Yeah. So you have this combined effect of Trump's tariffs raising input costs, but then them losing a market and them losing, especially China buying from them, which was a huge purchaser. And so both those happening at the same time. Why did China stop? Because of the tariffs, and that's their response in the trade war with Trump. So with one action by Trump, he's devastated, especially these soybean farmers, as we've been talking about. Now, you grapple with, right? I mentioned he's supporting Trump only to contextualize the gravity of the situation, where even someone who was supportive of Trump is going, these tariffs need to stop. That will lead some to say, what's the support for Trump then? And never in my heart does it feel like, oh, you deserve this. I never feel that way. It feels just horrible when people are experiencing severe pain in their lives because of policies, whoever they voted for. It is hard not to ponder, though, what those supporters who were in very specific sectors, and there was very publicly available information about the effect Trump's economic policy would have on those sectors, what they were observing during the campaign. How were they processing that information such that it pushed them towards Trump, where then he had the opportunity to do this terrible stuff? And it feels like there's a failure of the media, of something, Trump's propaganda, where never, ever, ever is the same standard applied to Kamala, for example. At one point, she said something about prisons and trans people and taxpayer funded this, that, and the other thing. One time. And that sunk her election. It felt like it was like the most run ad ever. Everywhere I went, it was like transgender surgeries, prison. And they go, well, she said it, so we're holding her to it. Even when she goes, no, I'm only going to do whatever the federal law is. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to do right? Doing that. And everyone goes, no, but you said it once. You said it once, Kamala. And then Trump goes, I'm going to tariff everything. I'm going to tariff everything. And you're like, are you really going to tariff everything? He's like, yes. Wait, but you know that would be bad, right? No, when it tariffs me before, better, I'm going to do it so much. And they're like, well, he says that, but he probably means he's going to strategically tariff sectors that have national security implications. He's definitely not going to tariff a bunch of farm products. Why do we do that? Why does Biden and Harris have to be held to, you say something, we take you at your word and we judge you for it? Whereas when Trump says something, you get to bend it however you want, to believe whatever you want about his policy. No, probably what he's going to do is, he's probably a free trade guy. I would have those discussions with people. No, he says tariff just as a threat. You remember that saga? When the presidency started, they're like, no, this is the brilliance of Trump. He just uses it as a threat. He'll never do it. Boom, 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 does it. Okay, yeah, but once it starts hurting, then he'll stop. Boom, 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 keeps it going. Then you have Scott Bessent over here, who lives in a massive pink mansion. That is relevant to this. I know I bring it up a lot. Calling himself a soybean farmer. Click the subscribe button, damn it. No, I'm kidding. That wasn't at you. That was right there. Please do, though.
I did mean the second term. I know they have met before. The president has also said he does want our farmers to be taken care of. You did mention that China has been boycotting American soybeans, and American farmers have really suffered. Do you see a real light at the end of the tunnel there? They may allow soybeans again?
Well, Martha, in case you don't know it, I'm actually a soybean farmer, so I have felt this pain too. And there are a couple of things happening here. One, the Chinese have substantially dropped their purchases to almost zero.
Why? Put it up. I love our soybean farmers. I love each and every one of you dearly. And I admire your hard work. Can we all just be adults and say not a single one of you lives in that house? Can we just be adults? None of you live in pink houses that are, what is that, 5,000 square feet? 6,000 square feet? I don't know how big it is. Right? Can we just, no soybean farmer lives in that house.
Fact check, true.
Now, Ron Filipkowski said from his perch as a longtime global currency trader on Wall Street, Besson also invested $25 million in Midwest land, which he leases out to actual farmers. He's not a soybean farmer. I knew it was going to be something like that, like some investment. That's not the same thing. I'm invested in all sorts of things. I don't keep up with them, but I hear I'm invested in lots of things, okay? Let's say I am a phone maker. I am a steel maker. Because I invest in companies of such products and things? No, that's ridiculous. Then Ron posted this. That's what Bassett wants us to believe. I'm feeling the pain too. Quickly take that down. Let's see. Scott Bassett, net worth. Let's just see what. Oh, over 500 million. I'm sure you're feeling the pain. You're just devastated right now, Scott. Ridiculous. Now, on the broader pains we talked about in the last segment, the shutdown, you then have this announcement that will make things even worse for Americans struggling. Agriculture Department posts stunning notice that SNAP benefits are ending. Americans, there'll be no food assistance benefits issued on November 1st due to the government shutdown. And then they're blaming Democrats, obviously. Now, they're making all sorts of different exemptions and finding money in all different places to pay the people they want to pay and to fund the services they want to fund. But they're going to cut off, which, think about, food assistance should be one of the last things that you make sure you find. And the whole shutdown thing, just pay it all. Just pay it all. Who's going to stop you? Then retroactively pay for it. Send out the money, retroactively fund it. You can do it. Trust me. It's pretty beautiful, actually. And the government should open, obviously. That's the better solution, but dangerous and scary for people in their lives. Food assistance being cut off. I saw people who run food banks saying, we will not be able to handle the level of need that people will have because of this. Trump got asked and deferred the question.
Do you want Congress to pass a bill to allow 42 million Americans to continue to get food stamps during the shutdown?
I'm going to let some other people talk. I'll have a comment on that later, but the Democrats are stopping it. All they have to do is agree to let's go, and we're ready. And we voted for it many times. All we need is 5 Democrats. The Republicans vote for it, but we'll see what happens. But really, this is purely Democrat. They're doing some really bad things. I think they're...
Yeah, so another thing is, this is another solution. Democrats would be very willing to pass a bill that funds SNAP through the shutdown. I don't know if Republicans will do that. Sounds like they won't, because they want that pressure point. Now, Democrats are using the pressure point of the shutdown for healthcare concessions. I get that. But Trump's only priority is the blame game. Despite him previously, I'll remind you again, saying if shutdowns happen, it's because the president has the responsibility to negotiate enough votes to get the funding passed. Then Mike Davis, who is a huge Trump ally, posted this mind-blowing post about SNAP. We should only help people who can't help themselves. It's outrageous that 40 million people get food stamps. Get off your fat ghetto asses. Get a job. Stop reproducing. Change your shitty culture. Stop giving food stamps to immigrants. We don't want you here if you won't work. Now, some of the terms he put in there have, we know what he's talking about. We know what he's talking about. Stop reproducing. Aren't y'all the ones who keep screaming reproduce? Oh, wait. Or is that only for some people? Pretty sickening stuff. Hey, maybe so many people wouldn't need food stamps if we had a better economic structure that served working people better. You ever thought of that? And that's the ideology that gets them to go, hey, get off your fat butt and make enough money to pay for your own health insurance, with no sympathy for the conditions in people's lives that lead to that being difficult. You do have some GOP lawmakers that was reporting saying, hey, the Democrats kind of have a point. We kind of need to do something about healthcare. I don't know if you call that hopeful or not. Then you have Governor Tim Walz.
This is not a both sidesism. This is owned by the Republicans. It is owned by their ability to want to have anything their way. They've got a president that is pulling money back that was appropriated by the legislature, which these legislators, I'm glad they are, would be horrified by that idea, giving up their authority as an independent branch. So I know Democrats are ready to go. I know they're ready to come back and do this. They're ready to come back and protect things that had passed the legislature. They are not willing to come back and let an authoritarian president do whatever he wants. The people are going to be lined up out here to get food, and we're talking about a damn ballroom. Don't lose the plot. Don't lose the plot of what's going on here.
Yeah. Yep. There's more, but I don't want to hear from Mike Johnson. I guess the only thing I'll play is this.
We're back. But here's the thing. I'm following the Pelosi precedent on this. They're saying that this is some sort of like constitutional, violation or something. It's a joke. The Attorney General from Arizona just wants publicity. So she's lobbed onto this as well to get her day in the sun. Bring it, sister. Okay.
I just did a segment on our bonus show saying I get it. I like mockery. I know we have to play some of their games against them, but I don't love every Republican that's bad must be closeted gay, because it feels like you're then just utilizing that as an insult. Kinda. Even though there's a truth to how inner turmoil can prompt your own hatred towards others who are actually proud of who they are because you resent them because you're not. I get that. And lately, a lot of people have been lobbing that at Mike Johnson without evidence that I've seen yet. There's some obvious, in my estimation, obviously fake Grindr messages. But other than that, and so I was just getting done, Jaden Cole, saying, hey, let's not just go, Mike Johnson's gay. Because it feels like we're doing the exact insult that has always been done by the right. And then he says, bring it, sister. And he snaps like this. He says, bring it, sister. Right after I said, making me look like a fool. That's the show, sisters. Okay.